look, here's the thing, right? I'm not going to adhere to my traditional gender roles with a woman who's not traditional. And no offense, newsflash, most women, especially in California, especially in Santa Barbara, are not traditional women. So
what's traditional?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so, I mean, one would be feminine. So someone who's not masculine, not a hoe, low body count.
Probably doesn't want to be like the breadwinner.
Yeah, like the stay-at-home mom. She does like the PTA meetings. Like,
it's not even. I mean, it's not even like so much that. Like, I think you can still be very feminine and want like, well, some guys might disagree with me. You can still be super feminine, but also do like 50-50, have a job, but you know, all that shit. But what was my point? Oh, right. Most women are not traditional women, so I'm not going to adhere to my traditional gender role of being the provider off rip and paying for your stuff. That's me. Okay, a man paying on the first date is him adhering to his traditional gender role. And here's the big thing that I often think of. A lot of people in 2022, and this actually applies to both men and women, when you're on a first date with someone, gone are the days of people only talking to one person at a time. I don't want to pay for a girl. I don't want to be a provider for a girl who just fucked a guy the night before. There's no way I can know, but I have to.
How do you know that? You said that you would pay for the date though if she was a traditional woman, right?
What if she acted all
but
traditional?
You just also said, so you don't know this woman. It's the first date, correct?
Yes.
But you just said on a first date, what you do is you go to the waiter and you say already that you're splitting a check. So what do you do? Just run back and be like, no, she's all right. I'll pay for it. Like,
I mean, look, I sort of outlined a few different ways of how you go about it. You can either, I mean, the big one is you arrive early, you go to the bar, you get your drink, you go sit at a table. I mean, I'm going to sort of have a bit of a sense. I've felt her out a little bit before meeting in person. I'm always going to have, like if I meet her on a dating app, for example, I'm always going to have a phone call with someone before I meet them in person because I want to like get a feel for it. And I also want to give her an opportunity to opt out. Maybe she doesn't like the sound of my voice. Maybe she, for whatever reason, like she doesn't.
That would suck if you're on a podcast.
Well, what's that?
That would suck if you're on a podcast and she doesn't like your voice.
I suppose. I don't know. But I mean, it could be, I'll always do a phone call. One, it kind of eliminates the chance of it being some sort of catfish thing. You can detect if there's any like, I've had phone conversations with girls that I was otherwise planning to have dates with, and then I just wasn't feeling it, and I was like, cancel.
Your voice sounds funny.
I canceled the date. Yeah. No, it was just like, whoa.
Like that conversation, it's like
just the conversation. You can tell like it was mostly they were like I could tell they were fucking emotional vampires, like just negative. I don't know if you've ever like encountered people that are just like, you can sometimes just hear in the tonality of their voice.
Like shit too.
Yeah, and they're just like really like, I'm like, yo, and hey, some people are going through some shit. That's fine, but like, I'm like, no, I evacuate. I'm out. Like, I'm not gonna go on a date. I'm not. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I'm fucking out. And no, but I'll have a pleasant conversation. Of course, I'll be respectful, but I'll just be like, hey, you know, I won't pursue setting up an actual date with her. But yeah, always a phone call. And like I said, it gives them an opportunity to opt out, because if they can suss out from the phone call that they're not feeling it, great, saves me time, saves her time, saves me time. So guys, if with the dating apps, do a quick little 15-20 minute phone call.
I've never had a guy do that, like call me before, like if we're gonna meet up, or like
I think it's good.
We always just text.
I kind of do that
then, like,
too, actually.
We meet up.
It's like, I mean, one, also it's like it takes a little of the pressure off the date too. Like you've had like a conversation, because like people can be real clever over text message, but then like
definitely
you don't know how the vibe is going to be, and the vibe could be a bit different in person, but having that phone conversation, you'll feel it out a little bit, and you can either say, oh, this is going to be great, or I want to feel it out a bit more, or just, hey, I want to opt out, boom, done. So I always recommend 15-20 minute phone call, get acquainted. And maybe you guys disagree on some things. You can, and it saves you from having to go out to, you know.
I'm gonna do that now.
Honestly, do it. Be like, hey, you down to hop on a phone call?